Well, friends, January is already done. Hard to believe it flew by that quickly, but the numbers are in. And so we're going to jump right into them and see how Lubbock's market fared to begin the first of 2026. And of course, we'll look at a general market overview first, buyer activity, listing inventory, and wrap up with interest rates. So, market overview. January got off to another good start this year. 435 homes going under contract. It was a little bit less than 2025, but I think that was because of the winter storm at the end of the month. Tempered some of the activity right there at the end. Otherwise, I think we would have been up just a little bit compared to 2025. Now, give you some context here. Remember, in 2024, we only had 6 months that year where we had more than 400 homes go under contract. And then last year, 2025, we had 9 months, all the way from January to September. We had more than 400 homes go under contract each of those months. It was the last quarter of the year where we dropped below 400 each month for the number of homes going under contract. We finished up, of course, last year overall sales activity. So we're off to a good start this year and looking promising for another good transaction year for Lubbock's market. Number of homes that closed, we were down a little bit, reflecting December's activity. Median and average home prices also off a little bit to start the year, again, reflecting activity at the end of the 2025 year. So, not totally shocking there. That'll be something to keep an eye on here as we go into the next 2 months. Days on market, average days on market. Now, this is one of the numbers that really stands out at the moment because we're almost up to 90 days, just 3 months. And of course, this is the longest average number of days we've seen since around 2010. Buyers are being much more patient, much more picky still, and that's being reflected in the amount of time we're seeing listings linger out there. So that's another number to watch. Even though we're off to a good start in activity, we'll see a number here in just a minute that will give us some pause to temper excitement just a little bit. Which, as you look at the under contract activity again on the chart here, you'll see how we compare to last January through last year. So overall, looking very encouraging that we're going to have another good solid year for Lubbock County real estate. Active listings. Now, this is where I'm a little bit curious to see what happens to determine the continuing of the average days on market. We started off last year about 1,330 active listings in January. This year we started there, but we ended up around 1,435. So we almost 100 more units starting this year than last year as far as active listings, which while the buyer activity has picked up, buyers have more selection to start this year. And if we continue to see the listing activity ramp up, we may see the listing inventory actually tick a little higher than we saw last year. And that's what could cause listings to linger still a little bit longer on market than we're used to seeing. If you look over the last 20-year average, I've been doing this, average days on market's been hovering around 65 days. So we're out there a little bit longer than what we're used to. Buyers have to be buyers have a lot of selection. Sellers have to be more strategic in their pricing to make sure they're competitive across the broader market with the competition, not only in their neighborhood, but also across the broader market where buyers are looking. 30-year conventional rates really haven't moved. They since well, probably November or so. As you go back, it was 6.25%, came down around just over 6% December, and have pretty much lingered in that 6% range since then. Now, if you're looking at national lenders, some of the larger lenders, they've been a little over 6% since the November timeframe. Some of the Lubbock local lenders have actually, a few of them have actually been a little bit below 6% in that 5.85% range for the past couple of months. So just call it 6% as we're starting the year, which as you look back to January last year is almost a percent lower. We were just under 7%. So that lower interest rate is probably helping continue to spur buyer activity as we begin the year. And I'm thinking will help us see another strong year because I think buyers have finally adjusted to the fact that rates are going to be in that 6% range for the foreseeable future. Now, I know you may have some specific questions regarding your situation. If you do, as always, you can reach back to us. We're happy to answer those for you. And if you have any friends, coworkers, family who also are wondering about the market but don't want to reach out to somebody because of risk of pressure, you know that we're always happy to just give wise counsel to help them make a good decision without any pressure or obligation. So whether you personally have any needs or questions or friends do, holler at us. We're always happy to help. As always, appreciate you watching, and we'll talk to you soon.